Hey, good morning everybody, or maayong buntag sa mga Bisaya. Have you heard about Japanese souffle and thought about, this is really difficult to make? But what is souffle, by the way? It is this light, fluffy, and spongy baked dish, which is actually a full definition of heaven, isn't it? And look at this spongy pancake over here. Instead of going to the restaurant, why can't we just make it at home? So let me show you and teach you some of the techniques.
Let's start by making sure to sift all our dry ingredients. That would be a 1/4 cup of cake flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. And use a wire whisk to evenly combine them.
Silaw kayo no, dili na makita akong gibuhat.
For the amount of the flour that we have, we're only going to use 2 egg yolks.
So we are separating the yolks from the whites, but we are using 3 large egg whites or 4 small egg whites. So when I make big batches and I have lots of extra yolks, making leche flan is my first option.
Paduol na to atong bowl para makita. Use the whisk to break the yolks. Pour 1 tablespoon of pineapple juice, and then a tablespoon of warm milk. Tabo ni Davy para makita ang milk jud siya. Pwede pud ta maggamit og evaporated milk.
Make sure it's just a little bit warm because makaluto siya og itlog.
Then add half a teaspoon of vanilla and a tablespoon of oil. You can probably use butter, but I recommend oil. Cakes with oil tend to bake up loftier with a more even crumb and stay moist and tender far longer than cakes made with butter.
Dali-dali dyan ako nagbasa kaya malate na ako sa akong voiceover.
Pero proven dyan na ako na. Meanwhile, in the mixer, I put 3 egg whites, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Then preheat your pan about medium. Just continue stirring until there are no lumps left. Then let's start to beat the egg whites in low speed and next to medium and high.
The beaten egg white is called meringue, and there are 3 types of meringues. The one that we're doing right now is the French type. Then there's Italian meringue, aka boiled icing, because instead of regular sugar, we are using heated sugar syrup. Then lastly, Swiss meringue, where we double boil the white eggs, and I use Swiss meringue when I'm making buttercream for my cakes. And we are using this icing bag for our batter. So I made a batch with crushed cookies and cream the other day, because I thought of cookies and cream type. There is something in any products with cocoa that doesn't go with meringue. The mixture won't stay stiff, mahapla gid siya pirmi. So since I didn't go to any pastry school, but you'll definitely learn from experience. So since our meringue is stiff and perfect, so it's time to cut and fold it in our batter. You can stir it like this for the first round just to break the batter. As you put more meringue in it, make sure that you cut and fold. You have to be easy to have that air intact, or else the whole mixture will go flat. As you practice in making souffle, you will definitely know the difference. There you go. Now that looks better. Do you notice that it looks glossy and looks like a whipped butter? That is what you're trying to achieve. So now we're going to put half of this mixture in our icing bag, because it's like piping a frosting on a flat cake.
And if you don't have this kind of bag, you can always use spoon and then put the mixture right on top of each other. So basically this pancake is not really that sweet. But if you always eat pancakes with maple syrup, the sugar that we added in our meringue is actually okay, but you can lessen it a little bit. Again, that's going to be up to your preference.
I'm not going to show you entirely how to cut the tip of this bag, not because I know that you know how. It was just embarrassing that my scissors are dull. So the technique here is just to stay on one spot. It's just like leaving a big blob of poo. I'm just kidding. I know it's inappropriate, we're making food, but get over it. It's just a joke. Well, this cooker doesn't really have a cover, so I just use my metal bowl. And the reason why we're covering this, so it will cook evenly and faster. Or else it's gonna take forever. Magdurat na lang imong mata sa kagutom, wala pa naluto. So while we're waiting, you can do whatever garnish you want. Paarte-arte lang good.
You can never go wrong using slices of oranges or bananas and strawberries. So, our first batch is done and we can do our plating. Sorry if our pancake is not perfect. I don't do well when I know that it's being recorded. And yes, it's part of my weakness, but our pancake looks fine. It still looks like Japanese souffle to me. Oh, so it seems like these two are stuck together, so we're just gonna put them on our plate.
So let's just do our second batch and let's hope that it will come out perfect. Just do another blobs and cover them. So let's say your first few attempts didn't go well. My advice is, it would be better to write down notes so you won't forget the next time.
Right now, as you can see, I'm just really fooling around. This is gonna be the last batch that we're gonna do just for this video. While we're waiting for that, let's try this first so you guys could see the texture of this souffle. I've seen a lot of videos where people make their Japanese souffle pancake really tall. They stack it up really tall because they use a lot of egg whites. And in my preference, when I use a lot of egg whites, it tastes eggy. But that's gonna be up to you because not all people like their pancakes the same way. So let's wrap this up, and this is my final plating. I hope you guys enjoy this video and I will see you on the next one. Bye.